Hi again, it's Alex Counts. In one of my previous videos, What Comes After This Crisis, I talked about how nations can get out of a competitive posture with other nations sometimes, put aside their short-term national interest to try to think what's good for humanity and how they might cooperate with other nations for the long-term interest of everyone. Well, let me apply that idea now to nonprofit organizations. In my new book, When in Doubt, Ask for More, one of the lessons is called Coalition Building, Challenging, Frustrating, Essential. That's certainly my experience. My mentors early in my career were kind of split on the value of coalitions. Some thought they were not worthwhile getting involved in waste of time. Others thought they were pretty important. So I had to figure it out. So I engaged in coalitions, but a little bit warily early in my career. Later I found that they were really invaluable and fun to be part of, and especially if they're well run. Not all of them are. Coalitions, a couple of reasons. One is there are lots of things, if you're trying to solve a social problem, it's really hard to do as a single organization. Just like as I made the point earlier in another video that trying to solve something like climate change as a single country is just nonsensical. Well, trying to change how the society views your social problem is often almost impossible to do as a single organization, much easier to do as a coalition of organizations that might in some ways think of themselves as competitors, but making common cause to change societal views may make sense. Also, advocacy, changing government policies. Unless you're a huge organization with a huge amount of influence, doing that on your own, not so easy. But doing it with others that have other influence areas and points in the government, it becomes doable. Not easy, but doable. The second thing I'd say about coalition building is that the camaraderie around the table of leaders that again may previously you thought of as your competitors, but people who can understand the burdens of leadership and that leadership is sometimes lonely, makes it feel less lonely. Also, just sharing very practical tips about whether to buy a certain software package, hire a certain person, register in this way or that way in a given state or locality or country. If your colleagues think that you'll help them and advise them when you have more expertise than they do, they may be willing to give you their expertise now in something that they know better. So those little things add up over time. So think about it. Coalition building as you get going as a social change agent might be something you want to invest in.